Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Pleiadian Starcast. Now, this Starcast will be taking over my other weekly forecast, the What the Fuck forecast. I felt guided to do something more in alignment with my name, my business name, and the energy I'm trying to bring forth. So, I was thinking of a name, and it just came to me, Pleiadian Starcast. So I also developed a special spread for this. So I'm gonna be looking at the main energy that's coming in from the cosmos, the opposing energy, the underlying lesson, the choice that you can make, and then we have the outcome of that choice and how everything just comes together. If I seem kind of far away, I'm trying to make it where you can see me and the cards. I need to really invest in a tripod, but it's coming along. I'm doing my best, little by little, I'm getting there. So I'm going to be using this week the cosmic reading cards. I love them. They're very accurate, and I feel like it fits the overall energy of what I'm trying to do here. All right, so we're going to see what is the main energy that is happening now. And so I'm going to call into my guide, Sarah. This is Spirit. And what is the main energy? So the main energy is we have move forward. Okay, so the main energy is I feel like things are working to make people want to move forward. I feel like it's making things really, really uncomfortable. I also feel like the energy in some ways is starting to dissipate, where I feel like it's not as harsh as it was these past months. So I feel like everyone is starting to move in their own pace towards the future, towards that new vibration, that new level of consciousness that I was talking about in my other video. Also, I feel like for those who haven't or feel like you might be stuck, so the main energy focus right now, I feel like you have to focus on moving forward. This could be like personally, or in business, job, career, relationship, any aspects of your life that you see that requires for you to move forward. That is where you need to pay the most attention to. So what is the opposing force or the opposing energy? And we have the cosmic connection. So the opposing energy here is, it says connection. So I feel like there is still like some type of disconnection. Okay. And it's like your ego mind, or your, I guess you could say, human mind is fighting against the universal consciousness, like that energy. So there is some type of like a battle, and I feel like the battle also is because of the fear, because we're talking about the main energy of moving forward. So there's like uncertainty, there's fear, and I feel like, or I feel like also it could be for those who are wanting to move forward or making the steps to move forward. I feel like there is like this doubt with the connection. I feel like there's a very huge feeling of, can I do this? Do I have what it takes? Do I really have the connection to the spirit world, or a galactic connection? So there's definitely questions of how connected you're feeling. This could be in relationship too. Perhaps the relationships in your life, you're not feeling like there's some type of connection. So there might be like this, should I be here? Should I stay here? Like there's just like this uncertainty, right? Okay, so then what is the underlying lesson for these both energies? And I saw this one, and so we have the other, it's a sacred journey. So definitely we have um, the lesson here is that this is a journey, okay? And there are connections that we can keep, and there are connections that we have to cut off, or maybe if they cut us off and we might feel rejected or humiliated, but we have to understand that not everyone is meant to be forever. There are very rare cases that there are people who are meant to be in your life forever, but that's not always the case. People come and go. It can be for a day, it can be for a month, years. Sometimes, you probably feel like you've had a connection with someone for a long, long time, and it suddenly ends, and you're just like, oh, I really thought that was gonna last like forever. But even regardless of how long you number that connection, know that at any time it could just fall apart and it can just disconnect itself from you. But everything is because of, there's like an underlying transformation, and it's all part of the journey. Part of you learning things about yourself. And just like here, if you look at the card, it's a snake. So it's just shedding of old habits, old behaviors, patterns, shedding of old people that are no longer in alignment with you anymore. Because usually when people fall apart, there's I always feel like there's just some type of like a superiority, like, oh, well, they're no longer in alignment with me. Like, if that somehow makes you superior and it makes them bad. And it doesn't make them bad. It's just that, the energy, the frequency is just not balanced with you guys, and it could be that you guys are no longer a match, but it doesn't necessarily make a person bad. People just have to find other people that suit their frequency, and it doesn't make you better than them or them than you. It's just frequencies change. Okay, so then we have the decision you have to make in regarding to moving forward and connections. And I saw this one, and we have the decision and we have walking your truth. So this decision you have to make, because that's the thing about connections. When we connect with people, sometimes those connections really, somehow they inspire us to want to assimilate their idea of who they think we should be or who they want us to be. And when you're not walking your truth, there can be a lot of chaos, a lot of fighting, or not just in your external environment, but also inner. It could be a very huge inner conflict when you're not walking your truth, when you're going against that, and we're here talking about the underlying lesson here is to take the journey, and the main energy is about moving forward into that, into that journey. But when you're walking into that journey, you need to walk in your truth. And, in times it may require for you to disconnect yourself from people. Because, you can love people, but you have to love people in a sense of not severe attachment, to love where you accept whatever happens, that whoever chooses to walk away, there is no negativity towards that. You can accept that and say, you know what, okay, that's fine. I could appreciate that. It's just not for me anymore. And, they need to find others that suit them. They're more equivalent to their energy, and that could be really, really hard. Because when we do have those attachments, or sometimes when it's codependency, it can be really, really difficult to sever that connection. It can cause a whole disruption, because we're here talking about the decision of walking in your truth. Because, well, you can't see it, but I'm gonna try to push it more forward this way. See, the card is in, I'm gonna show you here. The card is in diagonal from here, right? So like this is something that causes you, that will help you feel more connected within yourself, not just with yourself and not just on earthly matters, but also universally when you're walking in your truth. And that is the whole, you have to understand that, that it is a part of your journey. It really is. Even the most difficult situations you find yourself in, they're a part of your journey. They're special to your journey, and it's solely up to you and what you do about it and how you choose to walk this journey. So at least if you're going to walk this journey, and sometimes it's a very lonely one, you need to walk it authentically, being your authentic self, being who you want to be, who you're meant to be. And that will require sometimes doing it by yourself. Okay. So then what is the outcome? If you choose to walk forward and be more in connection with the universe and with your higher self and with your galactic self, so what is the outcome? And I saw this one. And we have celestial teacher. So I feel like with the walking your truth, with especially with all the things that you've went through, you become in your own right a celestial teacher, a person full of wisdom. And if you see, this also has to do about connection, because if you see, there's like this light coming in from the universe, and I feel like this, for me personally, I don't know, for me, I feel like this looks like a phoenix. So definitely about the outcome, we're talking about huge transformation and feeling more in connection, not just cosmically, but like inner wise, because she has this light up. So it's like coming from the cosmos into her chest, and you become in your own right a celestial teacher. And I do feel like also for those who want to move forward, but there's some type of like uncertainty or doubt that you're not sure if you have what it takes, you don't really necessarily feel connected. No, everyone has the ability and is a teacher in their own right. I feel like the ego, and especially with the things that we went through as a child, can really intercept that, that feeling of being more confident in our natural abilities. Because I, for one, I do believe in past life, and I do believe that we acquire information from when we were star seeds, when we were living on a separate planet, so we all have like this sacred ancient wisdom in us. And I feel like definitely this can help in your sacred journey, tapping into that teacher, because although your connections can help you move forward in life, or give you maybe unsolicited advice and be like, oh, you can do this, but only you know what's good for you, because only you know who you are deep inside. No one can really tell you who you are. Even if, like, parents, when they raise you, they go, oh, I know you who you are. They may know because they raised you, but there's still some underlying shadow aspects of yourself that they're not familiar with, because those are aspects that we don't always show others. Those are aspects that we keep to ourselves. So, even then, but as we walk in our truth, I feel like as you walk in your truth and you become closer, you start taking steps into being your authentic self. I do feel like somehow this opens the inner book, the book that lies within us, and it has tons of information and tons of wisdom, and forming that connection, especially from ourselves with deities or gods or goddesses, that kind of connection. We come to see that we can actually establish those connection and actually get a huge amount of information, so for me, I feel like if you see, we have a lot of light here, and it's all about connecting and feeling more at peace. If you look at her face, she's like, I'm at peace, and I'm connected, and then we have all the lights here, the chakras, the light body. So we all want to feel connected, to others, and that's okay. But the most important aspect is feeling connected within yourself. Because if you feel disconnected within yourself, it is hard to connect with others. It can be extremely difficult to connect with others, and we will always be searching for that connection. And usually that is how codependency starts, because there's that feeling of disconnect that we search in the pocket of others. And when you do that, unfortunately, we always come up empty because our expectations are not always met because we're looking for a certain level of behavior. Okay. So I'm going to pull another card because I heard I had to. So another card I'm going to pull. Well, I saw this one. And we have, okay, see? I guess this is like a reminder. Limitless. So as we will say, remember what I was saying in the beginning, I'm going to put it next to the moving forward. I feel like there was this doubt, and I feel like we definitely limit ourselves in our journey, who we are, what we meant to be, who we're meant to be. And I also feel like even when it comes to like walking in our truth, there is still some type of like limitation that we put on ourselves. Because then we say like, are we being our authentic self, or who am I authentically? We really start to question everything instead of just walking the path and just walk the path and just see how things unfold and let the transformation do its job, right? So I'm going to pull for my Pleiadian message and see what Sarah wants us to know. Okay, well, I saw this one. What's up, this Sarah? Okay. And she says, be fearless. So I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to tap in Sarah, see what she wants to say. It is okay to be afraid. It is okay to be afraid of the dark. But you need to understand that the dark is only the absence of light. You are limitless. You are divine. You were born to be connected to not just Mother Gaia, but to the cosmos. We the Pleiadians watch from afar. We watch you filled with fear. But do know that you have what it takes to move forward. That you have what it takes to be your divine self. Look to the light and love the shadows, love the darkness. For that is who you are. No more, no less. You are everything. You are light. You are dark. You are shadows. You are all the colors of the universe. You are a body of light. You were meant to shine brightly, brighter than the farthest dying star. Be fearless. Take that first step, and you will see your path open to wondrous opportunities. So that is the message from my guide, Sarah. So that is the end of this week's Pleiadian Starcast. I hope you enjoyed this Starcast. If you did, feel free to comment below. And of course, please like, share, and subscribe. And you can also join me on my other social media. I have my Pleiadian Star Healer page, and I also have a Pleiadian Star Healer group. I'm also on Tumblr and WordPress, Instagram, and I think that's about it. So feel free to share this message with others that you feel can benefit from it. And I look forward to hearing from all of you. So have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys next week.